An, and today I'm going to talk about the salinity of the Providence River and the upper Narragansett Bay. The Providence River is a tidal river in Rhode Island, US. Moreover, the Narragansett Bay is an estuary which connects to the rivers such as Taunton, Pawtuxet, and Blackstone rivers. The water in Narragansett Bay is consistent with a mix of fresh water from many sources such as nearby rivers, precipitation, wastewater, and rest of which are unknown. In studying the Providence River and Narragansett Bay, researchers have been concerned with the salinity of these watersheds. In fact, salinity affects the watershed's seawater density, which ultimately relates to the circulation of ocean currents, which can cause issues in the world's climate. Moreover, knowing the salinity of the sea surface can let people be knowledgeable of how much fresh water lives and enters the ocean. Thus, knowing salinity is crucial in understanding our world's water cycle. So what we want to know from this study is first, does the change in depth of the water differ the salinity measured? And second, is there any change in salinity over the past 3 years? In doing so, researchers have conducted a field experiment on measuring the salinity of these sites. Thus, researchers have chosen 3 sites: Hurricane Barrier, Pawtuxet River, and Coninicut Point. Then, they used an instrument called CTD casts, a tool for determining essential physical properties such as conductivity, temperature, and depth of seawater. The instrument was first turned on the surface of the water and checked if it bubbles, which is a sign that it is stimulating the chlorophyll molecule. In gathering the data, they have started from the depth of 1 meter to 13, with 0.5 meters gap in between, adding up to a total of 25 different depths. Then, after a few minutes, the CTD cast was connected to the device, which interpreted the collected data to generate various factors including salinity, temperature, dissolved O2 in milligram liter, saturation of dissolved O2, adjusted chlorophyll, and calibrated chlorophyll. These are the data from each site in 2019 and 2021. In comparing these data, it can be concluded that first of all, the change in year did not affect the salinity in the watershed. Although there was a slight increase in Pawtuxet River and Coninicut Point in the initial measuring at 1 meter depth, the overall trend and average salinity does not seem to greatly differ. Secondly, shows a trend that as the depth increased, the salinity also increased, which indicates that the surface water salinity tends to be lower than the deep water salinity. In conclusion, the field experiment in the 3 sites show how the water salinity depends on the depth of the water. From the result of the data, it can be predicted that the fresh water added at the surface dilutes the seawater, as the sites were part of the estuary, reducing the salinity and making the seawater less dense. In doing so, the less dense seawater stays on the surface of the water, making a disparity in salinity throughout the different depths of the watershed. Thank you for listening.